Started university when he was 18, like many of you, most of you. And, he really wanted to be involved and be active. And when he got to the university, and I met Charlie Kirk when he was here the first time, he decided that he started taking classes, and he sat in on some of these big lecture classes, and, where you take notes. They put PowerPoint slides up, and, you write notes down, and then a few weeks later you take an exam, and you see if you can memorize everything that was on those PowerPoint slides. And then as soon as you take the exam, you forget it all because it doesn't matter to your life, and it's irrelevant. And he started doing that, and he said, this is not for me. I actually want to do something. I want to be active. I want to be involved. I want to get people like me really active in changing the world. And so he dropped out. And he had the courage to drop out, right? Which, a lot of folks probably get to that same place, but they don't do that. But he did.
True.
And, he's quite talented from a really young age. He was, quite a talented, speaker, and developed a kind of a sense of confidence, and, chose his ideas that were important to him. We all have certain, we don't all, a lot of us are just kind of floating through the world, and we haven't really found ourselves yet. But I would listen to him often and be like, listen to him debating someone. I'd be like, okay, that's a good point. That's a cool point. Okay, that's good. Okay, I don't like that. That's like, yeah. Oh, that's cool. No, that's not cool. I don't like that. And that's how life is. And that's how life should be. And if you're really engaged, that's how it should be. You can't, if you listen to someone or find somebody out there in the world who you agree with on everything, then you probably can assume that you have some degree of schizophrenia or psychosis because you're listening to yourself.
True. Because
there's nobody anywhere that you agree with 100% of the time. That's the nature of it, right? So, people with me, sometimes they take a little tiny clip out of 8 seconds, and they're like, this guy is a lunatic, right? And I'm like, well, you didn't get the 8 seconds before, and you didn't get the 8 seconds after. You got that 8 seconds. Well, that happens a lot, and I'm watching that now on, Reddit and on Twitter and on different things, So I want to caution you all, caution everybody to be careful about doing this to anyone, okay? In any case, he kind of essentially is assassinated for his ideas, for challenging people. And when Charlie came to Penn State, I said the same thing. People would say, this guy, God, either they love him or they're going to go try to protest. And I'm like, what are you going to protest? What are you protesting? Ideas? Like, what are you actually protesting? Come on, man. Instead of protesting, what you do is go and debate him.
Simple.
Right? Go debate him. But, a lot of people don't want to do that because they're going to look silly because he became a really smart guy. And you can say, well, he can't be very smart. Some of you maybe, you can't be very smart because I disliked his ideas. Well, you can dislike ideas, but debate. That's what we're doing at a university. This is it. This is it, man. We're trying to be smarter. We're trying to just be better and smarter than what we were when we started.
True. The thing I fear the most is retaliation. Just because we live in a world where retaliation is such a common thing on both sides in any issue. And with Charlie being such a high profile, he raised millions of dollars for the right-wing party, endorsed candidates. I just feel like it opens the door for someone else who feels passionate to do it to a leader on the left.
Mm-hmm. So what does retaliation look like when you say that? What?
I could see, for example, because I was just having a conversation with friends about this. Kamala Harris is going on a book tour. And I believe President Trump got rid of her I think it's called like presidential security or whatever that she had. What if she has one in Philadelphia coming up in a couple weeks? What if she goes to that and someone wants to retaliate and says, I'm going to go to Kamala Harris's book tour and do what they did to Charlie?
Mm-hmm. Hey, by the way, I like that you said some of us, not them. It's some of us, right? Yeah. How about somebody else? Like, what are you most afraid might happen?
I think, our guns getting, the laws changing. The laws have changed in Massachusetts already. You can't even have a Glock anymore. That's just a handgun. It's not an AK-47 or an AR-15. It's a handgun.
Well, so you're afraid, actually, of clamping down on the Second Amendment.
Yeah, because guns don't kill people. Cars don't drive drunk. Spoons don't make people fat. People kill people.
Yeah.
People are sick, and they're the ones that kill people.
Mm-hmm. By the way, can I just tell you something? There are a ton, so many Second Amendment people watch this class, so you made a lot of friends right there. By the way, okay, somebody else.
Well, I think that was a really good segue into this. I think with the combination of possible retaliation and the lack of gun laws, wouldn't gun laws be better if there is a fear of retaliation from the left?
Yeah.
I think the problem with taking away or, putting any gun laws into play is you're going to create a black market for guns. There's already a black market. There's already ghost guns, and it's just going to be just like weed, just like cocaine, just like anything else that gets on the street.
All right.
That's true. That's a good
so
point.
hang on. I want you to go back. What is it? Layla. Okay, Layla, go back to. So you made that point, but go back to the main question. What are you most afraid of?
I think I'm most afraid that America won't utilize Charlie Kirk's death in the correct way, and nothing will really be gained from it, and it'll take too long to put the pieces together of significance, meaning like, what was he talking about when he died? Who killed him? Was it a civilian or was it planned? Was it, the date, the location, things like that? It's going to take a little bit too long to dive into those things, which prolong the process of gun control and things like that.
Okay, so wait, what's the very first thing you said? The how you started? Do you have?
I do. I think another fear is maybe someone taking it upon themselves to handle his unfinished business, because I'm sure a lot of people that supported Charlie Kirk feel like, oh, he's gone too soon, he wasn't done, like the things he was pushing, he was making change. Other people may feel the need to echo him or carry on the rhetoric he was pushing, and I don't think that's beneficial at all.
Okay, so wait, so for you, actually, so you're someone who, for the most part, there are many things that Charlie said that you would agree with.
That I would agree with?
For sure.
No.
Well, listen to what I said earlier. He said the guy was talking every single day, just like me. I have thousands hours of video. He has probably 100,000 hours of video. There are things that he said that I will guarantee you would say, oh yeah, a lot of things that he said that you'd be like, yeah, that's actually a really good point, and that's a smart point, and that's good, that's bad,
Oh, I'm sure, but with the context and with just everything altogether, Charlie Kirk as a whole, I know I do not agree with. He could say and have, some clear points that are factually true or statistically true or morally true in rare cases, but that doesn't mean I agree with him and everything that he did. I wouldn't even say
it's not everything. It's some things, right? And so
sure.
And so that's just kind of like me. It's like anyone. And there's nothing that if you decided, hey, I'm going to pick up and do what Charlie Kirk did, or any of us in the classroom, right? And you would think, the guy got these really good ideas, and I'm going to push them forward. Immediately, you just start saying things that, you think are really thoughtful and smart. And then, half the people are like, oh, this person's a jerk, like whatever. And so I get what you're saying. Like, you have your own kind of personal vision of the world, and but you also understand that, right? Okay, all right, that's fair. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I'm afraid that, like, people laugh about this. Like, I've seen it on TikTok now. Like, people are laughing that, an influential person in our world that made us question our beliefs, just like you do yourself, it's not funny. No one should die, right? Everyone has the right to live. That's another one of our rights in the United States.
So what's your fear of that? People not taking this seriously and...
I think just because the person died, the voice doesn't stop. Someone else is going to fill his position sooner rather than later. And,
Thank you.
Everyone's going to have to live with it. And, I fear that it's just going to happen again and history is going to repeat itself once again.
So you're this college student coming down here from Boston, right? And you're studying at Penn State. You're spending a lot of money here at Penn State to study, right? You want to be challenged. You need people in your life who are going to say things that challenge you.
Yeah, that's why I didn't stay at school in Boston.
Yeah. Okay, so listen. So, for example, you're a supporter of the Second Amendment, right?
Yeah.
So you then,
Well, I think in general as an American, like, no matter what the amendment is, what amendment, what the Constitution is, I think we just got to back the Constitution altogether.
I got you, man. You're a supporter of the Constitution. Yeah, exactly. So, do you have a question or a comment?
It was a comment.
All right. What's your name again?
Raul.
Raul. Okay.
Yeah. It's just my biggest fear is exactly what we're seeing in the beginning of this class, which is we've been asking questions and yours have been very direct about like terrorism and death, and everyone's answers have always been like, oh yeah, but maybe my worry is who's going to fill his gap, or who is going to keep his rhetoric going, or is his rhetoric going to get stronger? Is he going to be like... For me, the biggest fear is very obvious, and it's like you said, in other countries, there's the culture of someone comes in a motorcycle and steals your bag. We, in the internet, and I see it with my friends this morning in the group chat and everywhere in the internet, people are like, yay, maybe he was a little out of line, but we got him killed, and that's better. There's now a gap, like, haha, look at this video where he said killing was worth it. Good thing he died. Like, you're joining him. You're being one person that says, yes, we should kill people. Yeah, I am on his team. If I don't agree with you, you should be dead. Like, we should not create a culture here where we celebrate someone's death and we're saying, oh, because I didn't agree with him, we should kill him. And even though it's joking and celebrating, you see it on the internet, and that creates small groups that encourage each other online, which creates shooters.
Bro, so here's the thing. If you can go there to say, like, oh, yay, let's celebrate this somehow, then Jack right here, who supports the Constitution and the Second Amendment, naturally, then, well, we can attack him too. Well, let's go to him. We went to Charlie, we'll go here, we'll go there, well, let's go to Jack.
Well, I'm sure that Jack, as a person who supports guns, supports gun responsibility and supports the awareness of what a life is.
Yeah, but that wouldn't matter, because it doesn't matter. It's like, let's attack him anyway, just because he supports guns. So
and I am pro attacking Jack all day long if I felt like it, but not shooting him.
No, I got you. No, I got you. No, but this is what I'm afraid of, right? I'm afraid that you can attack this person, well, let's attack that person and this person. And then you can attack me for even asking these questions at all. Like, why are you positive? And we can attack you because you're a liberal. And so, this on and on. We can attack you because, you're Saudi. And like, okay, we're talking about 9/11 and you're Saudi. So like, okay, there are a lot of reasons there. So on.
There was a
What's your
very...
name first?
My name is Ali Azhar.
And where are you from?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
I'm a freshman, chemical engineer. There's a very important question that you asked in the beginning of the class, before you asked what we're afraid of, is what we should learn.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned spiraling down, and I have a metaphor. When you push an agenda, it's like pushing a snowball down a mountain, right? The snowball is going to get bigger and bigger, collecting more snow. When you push an agenda, you're going to collect more people.
Yeah.
So if you share your ideas with people, you're going to attract people who agree with your idea.
Yeah.
If you share it verbally, you're going to get a verbal response.
Yeah.
And if you have that discussion, you're going to get somewhere, you're going to find common ground, you're going to make progress. But if you cut that discussion and respond in violence, then you're also going to get a violent response.
True.
And that's going to spiral down. So we're afraid of violence because it's uncontrollable. and we need to learn to communicate without violence, because pushing a verbal agenda is going to lead to a verbal response.
Yeah.
That's what we should learn.
Yeah.
I think just adding on to that, I think we really have to drive home the point that two wrongs don't make a right. A wrong is still a wrong.
That's kind of a simple thing, but it's one of those lessons that's very difficult to learn. And thanks, by the way, thanks for that. That's I enjoy that. Wait, go ahead. Yeah.
I was going to say, I think I maybe have a proposal, like a concept of why there may be more division. I think, how do I explain this? Two wrongs don't make a right, and Charlie was very aggressive with his views. He was at least I think a lot of the things that I've seen in a lot of the media I ingested from him was anti-college, yet his main source of debate was college campuses. That's a little bit...
Well, yeah, but, okay, hang on. Yes,
No,
he
yeah, you're
was,
fine.
right? He was a provocateur, so to speak. But that was his job. You know what I mean?
Sure, but was his job based... It was rooted in his beliefs, was it not?
Well,
He brought up his family and children a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, look, listen. I heard him say so many things that were like kind of all over the place. Like with me, for example, that there's a point at which, to be honest with him, I think he got so good at what he was doing that he could take so many different sides and argue things. And when you do that, like for me, one of the reasons I don't talk in here, that I like having you all talk, is because I like to hear what you have to say, right? And so there is a way in which that his provocateur thing was his work. And by the way, if I had to take classes over again, I don't know what I would do. I would drop out of college immediately because I just would. So he provided a great service in the college environment.
Proves Charlie writes, college is
All
come.
right, hang on. Can somebody answer that question who's like a Charlie Kirk fan? Are you a Charlie Kirk fan? Dude, no, here, give him that. Here, you can use this. This one here, it's easy. Can you pass that down? Can you answer that question? How's it further discourse and knowledge and community?
Like, what do you mean? Like discourse?
Like his debate style, prove me wrong. Dude, prove me wrong, man.
I mean, I think, like, it caused some harm in the fact where, like, he's telling kids that are outwardly, like, gaining debt for going to college to get a good education, to get a good job one day, that you're basically doing this and it's useless because you can make money further on now, like not going to college.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you sit there and like he practiced fair speech, supported the First Amendment a lot. So
and he listened to
He listened. I think where like not to hate on Layla, but like to go against her a little bit. She said
no way, he's not hating on you.
No, your opinion isn't hating on me.
She said someone could take his like rhetoric and push it further, where I think we're looking at like, oh, he had so many supporters, but he didn't talk to his supporters. He talked to people that went against him and shared everybody's beliefs, which if you're sharing your beliefs and having civil conversations like that, it prevents violence and it prevents getting shot.
Thank you.
And I also have a question, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah, go ahead.
I heard a lot of stuff about like the Second Amendment and like furthering gun laws. The whole purpose of the Second Amendment is to protect us from a dictatorship in our government. So the whole right is so you have the opportunity to protect yourself if the government goes away. My kind of question is, how do y'all like think about one political party? Because I'm very middle of the ground, but one middle of the ground is trying to strip you of your rights and not allow you to protect yourself against them, or not being able to speak out, where you see a lot of liberals nowadays are going against the freedom of speech because it causes harm. But if you're able to talk through issues, how are you causing violence?
Here, can I answer that question, actually?
Sure.
First off, so you talk about individuals, people protecting themselves from the long arm of the government. You mean like when the government sends the National Guard into cities? You mean that?
I mean,
Protect ourselves from
protect
that?
yourself from anything.
Okay,
if you
I
don't
got
agree
you.
with the government,
No, I
no
got
matter who
you.
you are.
I got you, but I just feel like I had an obligation to say that. The second thing I want to say is, I think that for me, as somebody who's very much in the exact center, straddling, I think the left and the right do a pretty equal job of shutting people down and curtailing free speech. So, for example, in this class, you know, when I came into this class and we're having this conversation, and I'm thinking, I think I'm doing am I doing a pretty good job of this? Am I being fair? Like I'm not, okay? I'm not afraid of the left right now. I'm afraid of the right. I'm afraid of saying something that I don't even know is critical of the president or Charlie Kirk or something, and I'm going to get hammered, and the phone calls and the emails are going to go to Penn State, and I'm like, the right's going to take me down, right? And
I mean,
I'm really afraid of that.
I'm from Southern Virginia, so guns are a big thing where I live, right? A lot of military. I live on the biggest naval base in the world, so you can say that you're scared of these things, but in my opinion, everybody who's died in my hometown from gun violence or people I know that have been shot, it's not majority of the time 200 yards away from a rifle while you're giving speech. It's drug deals. It's arguments in school that cause...
Which could be a good reason to...
His mind, or maybe he showed some progression in his thinking. Because she made a very good point. It was, prove me wrong, but... It was never for the benefit. Like being able to look at someone with an opposing opinion and say, I take no offense, it's not hating on me, it's your opinion, it's your stance, I respect it, is something he did rarely. And I think even, again, in relation to who he was talking to, he's 31, or correct?
Yeah.
He's in his 30s arguing with college students and pushing a fake prove me wrong narrative. I'm going to listen to you.
Fake. No, here. I'll tell you how I know that he shifted his thinking. Because you cannot be engaged with human beings in the way that he was and the way that I am, day after day after day. You cannot engage at that level and shift the way